Leader Class Soundwave is starting to release, and I want to talk about them. When fans saw the listing for a Leader Class Soundwave, I'm sure lots were hoping for a Soundwave from a continuity other than G1. Once we learned this Soundwave was a repaint of the Netflix Soundwave, all that's left was trying to guess what cassettes are going to be packed in with Soundwave. It was revealed through a stream that we'd be getting 3 cassettes. There was a heavy emphasis that one cassette was going to be Buzzsaw, but no one knew who the other 2 were. Since the new Legacy Soundwave is a repainted and hopefully non-yellowing version of Netflix Soundwave, it was a safe guess that we'd be getting a version of the Laserbeak mold and a version of the Ravage mold, since that's what came with Netflix Soundwave. The 3rd cassette was anyone's guess. My initial hope was Overkill and Slugfest, but my more realistic hope was Buzzsaw, Howlback, and Enemy. I was extremely disappointed with what we got. The first cassette was Buzzsaw, which was long overdue, and I'm happy we're finally getting a Buzzsaw, so I wasn't disappointed with him. But next was G1 Universe Ravage. Just a darker Ravage. The Ravage cassette mold is pretty bad. Out of all of the modern cassettes, Ravage is objectively the worst. I was hoping the next time we got a Ravage, it would be an improvement, like what they did with the Warfare Cybertron trilogy, Frenzy, and Rumble, and then their Studio Series versions. But no, this is the same Siege Ravage with a darker deco. I get in some continuities there are multiple Ravages, like some G.I. Joe comics, but give us something new, something like a Howlback or re-release Shattered Glass Ravage's Glit, something different. The 3rd cassette ended up being G1 Universe Rumble, just a Studio Series figure with a more toy-accurate deco. I understand some fans want toy-accurate decos, but just like with Ravage, this was a perfect opportunity to give us a new character. Since the mini-cassettes have re-emerged in Generations, I feel like Hasbro's fumbling them. A third-party company, Dr. Wu, is eating Hasbro's lunch with cassettes. They're releasing combiner cassettes like Squawk Box and Slam Dance, and I think they're even coming out with an Overkill and a Slugfest soon. I understand Hasbro wants to design molds that are easy to repurpose and keep costs low, but now we have 3 releases of G1 Laserbeak, without counting Shattered Glass Laserbeak. As for Soundwave, this is the 2nd version of G1 Soundwave in Legacy. Obviously one Soundwave was based off Siege, and the other Soundwave is based off the Netflix version. Ultimately it's the same mold, just retooled differently. The Netflix version was extremely hard to find and goes for crazy prices online, so re-releasing Netflix Soundwave is a good thing. But Takara already beat Hasbro to the punch and released it in the Dramatic Capture set. So I feel bad for fans who are going to buy this new Legacy Soundwave just to get the Buzzsaw. It also makes me think, we're gonna get a Studio Series Soundwave eventually. The designers have made it pretty clear they want to make as many Studio Series 86 figures as they can. So when it comes to Soundwave, is it going to be another reuse of the Netflix mold for the 4th time? Or is it going to be an entirely new mold? And if it's an entirely new mold, will the current cassettes work with it? Or will they have to redesign the cassettes and then we're back to getting Laserbeaks, Ravages, Rumbles, and Frenzies? We're just going to have to wait and see what Studio Series does with Soundwave. Long story short, I want Hasbro to release more cassettes that aren't just Laserbeak, Ravage, Frenzy, and Rumble. I know that might be hard to do now that core class is seemingly ending. I just want Hasbro to release more cassette characters and maybe try their shot at the combining cassettes, because the Slam Dance they released in Siege doesn't count. Or they could even try their hand at making the W cassettes. I think Hasbro should step up their cassette game. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.